So what were my hits and misses of the Prime 1 Studio Next Level 3 event? That's up next. Welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles, your one-stop for all things high-end statue collecting reviews, unboxing, statue chats, live entertainment like Rogues Gallery Live, and so much more. My name's Chris, and I'm the Batman statue collector, and usually when we do hit or miss videos, we do individual statues that are previewed, that are teased, and we talk a little bit about them here on the channel. But today I want to actually focus on an entire event, and that was the Next Level event, and it was really just an amazing event, and it was a lot of fun. We did our live reaction show, so you kind of have an idea maybe of what we were thinking about these pieces. But now I've had some time to kind of go back and reflect on which pieces that I like the best. Now we saw a lot of new license announcements. We saw The Matrix, we saw Jurassic Park, we saw video games. We saw a lot of amazing pieces like that Pacific Rim, really cool things. But since this is the Batman Statue Collector channel, I'm going to focus on the DC pieces today. And I'm going to tell you which pieces that I thought were really great hits and which ones were maybe missed the mark a little bit, okay? So I'm going to start out with what I consider to be my favorite pick of the entire show. And I'm kind of surprised because I thought this would maybe be in my top 3 or 4. But after sitting on it for a day or so, I have chosen the George Jimenez Punchline and Joker. This diorama is incredible. We saw it teased, we saw some just art, and so we kind of had an idea that these would be put together. I like the idea that they are going to be sold separately. So if you just want Punchline, you can do that. If you want Joker as well. Now you guys know that I love Joker, and so I'm gonna let's be honest, I'm gonna buy every Joker that I can get my hands on, regardless of if I have the space for it. And again, that's a personal problem I have. But I really like this piece. Joker War, of course, was a great storyline, and I really liked Punchline in it. And so as soon as I knew that they were going to do a 1/3 scale Punchline, I was completely in. But I love the art direction here. It's really well done. I love the fact that you can put them together, and I think they both stand apart as well. So if you don't like one character or the other, it's just great that you have these buying options. I mean, Prime 1 could have, cheaped out and said, hey, you have to buy the set, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, you can buy them separately if you want, and maybe, hopefully Prime 1 will say, hey, if you buy them together, maybe they'll offer like $50 off or something. Sometimes they do that. And so that would be really cool. So that by far is my biggest hit of the show. I think it was just incredibly well done. I cannot wait to own it. And am I going to buy both of them? Yes, I am going to do that. I would love to put it next to a CGC book. I think that would look great with the Joker War cover. And I don't have any pieces from George Jimenez. So that'll be really cool to add to my collection. And again, it's another villain that I don't have. So I'm always interested in that. But I just absolutely love that piece. So my second favorite pick of the show is, again, something that I was not expecting. This is just blowing my mind completely, and I can only imagine the price and how much room this freaking thing is going to take up. This is a 1/3 scale Killer Croc versus Batman. Now, I said it on the live show that I've been kind of regretting selling my Arkham pieces here and there, especially Killer Croc, because I kept thinking, what is the likelihood of them ever doing another 1/3 scale Croc? And I just kind of kept thinking, like, maybe they'll do it, but probably not. We got the reveal. This thing is going to be insane, but it's smart. It's not the full body of Croc. It's like his waist up, so it makes sense in a scale, proportion and being able to display him. I love the mud and the water, and again, we've just seen kind of teasers. We've seen renders, but we haven't actually seen the actual statue printed yet. I would have maybe liked him better as a standalone, possibly. But I do like the fact that he's got Batman up top. And to me, it kind of looks like a Hush Batman of sorts. Again, I can't quite place it. The belt's not quite right for Hush, but it is a blue Batman. Okay, and so I've been thinking again about this over the last 24 hours or so. I don't like blue Batman. I'm not a big fan of blue Batman. So I've already got 2 blue Batmans in my collection. So if they make this, I mean, let's be honest, I'm going to buy it anyway. But if they make it in the black suit version, I'm definitely in. I would love to see it in a dark suit version. instead of the blue. I'm hoping that Prime 1 offers both. I'm a little bit worried that they wouldn't though, because it's a diorama, so I can't imagine them changing colors on a diorama. So Prime 1, if you're watching, and I want to know you guys too, how many of you would rather have a black version versus a blue version? I just think it makes more sense, but again, if they're going for this Hush vibe, it does make sense to have the blue. So anyway, I'm really curious about that piece, but oh my good God, guys, this thing is going to be just insane. Again, I'm really worried about how much room it's going to take up. I'm really worried about the price point, but I have to have it. I have to have a 1/3 scale Killer Croc back in the collection. It just is a no-brainer for me. So that was definitely, again, my second pick of the show. It probably would have been the first pick, but the more I see of Harley and Punchline and Joker, sorry, it's, you know, Harley and Joker, come on, they go together. But anyway, a Punchline and Joker, that piece is just awesome. I just cannot wait to, hopefully, to own both of those. I hope if it all works out, hopefully. Another big pick for me on the channel that we watched the other night is the Jim Lee concept from, of course, the Batman, Robert Pattinson. There's good things and bad things about it. I really like the behind-the-scenes stuff that we saw about that piece. I really like that the cape, it reminds me of the material they used for the Scarecrow from Arkham, that lightweight material. So it will not be really heavy, which is great, because heavy capes can cause drooping and all kinds of problems, just like the Hush Batman. The only issue with this is it's got a Jim Lee head sculpt. It's actually got a couple of Jim Lee head sculpts, which looks great, but he's bulky. Robert Pattinson is not that bulky. The head sculpt looks good, but it's not that, he's not that big. So would I ever display it that way? Maybe, but I think I would probably just use the Jim Lee portraits with the white eyes. He just looks cool. He's a cool looking Batman. Obviously he's going to go with all of the other Batmans that they've done, from the Dark Knight to Batman vs. Superman to, you know, Batman Forever, and hopefully someday, knock on wood, we get a Keaton Batman as well. But my God, that thing looks absolutely incredible to me. I really like it the more I see it. Will that one end up in the Batcave? That is a question I'm answering, or trying to answer myself. The more I collect, I've kind of gone off my rules, and I've gotten all these movie pieces. And so I need to refine that movie piece rule, because I think I've gotten kind of out of hand. I know I've gotten out of hand. Trust me, I know you guys know too. So I need to do something different. And so I need to kind of like really focus. Maybe just go just Joker and Batman movie pieces. Narrow it down. I don't know. Got to figure that one out. But anyway, great piece again from Prime 1. A little bit of a miss. Let's go to a miss piece for me. A miss piece right now is the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. Really beautiful idea of a statue, but I am not sold on the head sculpt. I know some people have said, hey, it looks just like her, and I'm thinking, what? Like, what are you out of your head? I showed my wife pictures, and she's like, that looks nothing like her. And again, she's brutally honest, and so I just feel like that is a missed opportunity. Harley Quinn is, you know, Prince money, basically. So if they could tweak that head sculpt, I think absolutely 112% that will sell very, very good for Prime 1. But I do feel like they need to tweak it. And again, it's Blitzway, so it does surprise me that it's not a little bit more accurate. Again, from a distance, it looks good, but from any of the close-up photos, I don't think it's there, especially at that $1,400 price point. Also, we have a couple other pieces from the Suicide Squad. I thought the John Cena piece was really quite amazing. I really thought that looked really, really good. It looked just like him, even though he's got a helmet on. You can definitely tell who it is. It's a little simple, you know, there's not a lot going on. It's kind of got that Bane Arkham pose with him pointing. But, you know, it is what it is. And then the other character... to me, that it looks nothing like him. It just doesn't look very good here at all. I think the statue itself looks good. The helmeted portrait looks phenomenal, but the unmasked portrait does not look like him at all to me. And I always say his name, it's Idris, I think. Anyway, I just feel like they need to tweak some of these head sculpts. Again, coming from Blitzway's usually on the money. It also tells me that probably K.A. Kemp did not sculpt these because she does much better work than that. So again, I'm hoping that they tweak them and make these a little bit better. If they don't, I don't think they'll sell very well, to be honest. I don't think people will pay that kind of money for subpar work. And all these companies doing these great portraits now, everybody has to keep raising the bar, okay? But anyway, so there's a few hits and misses there again. But overall, I'm just not really interested in that line at all. So, you know, whatever. Another line that I'm not really interested in, but it was still cool to see them, is the Superman and Batman, of course, from the Death Metal series. I do have the Batman Who Laughs. I'm looking at him over here. He looks freaking awesome. But these statues to me are beautifully executed, but they're misses for me just because they're not something I would collect. I do think the Batman looks better than the Superman. I'm amazed by how gory some of the, there's a head on a stick. How can there be a head on a stick, but DC won't let, or Warner Brothers won't let a character shoot or point a gun? You tell me, guys. I mean, I don't understand it. So, like, it is what it is. But that piece in particular, the Batman does look really good. I really like what's going on with it. But again, at the end of the day, it's just not something for me. But I do, again, appreciate the art. I think this will go really, really well with the Dark Knights metal line as well. So if you want to throw them all together and include them, I think they'll all fit very, very nicely. And the great thing about Prime 1 is all of their pieces, regardless of line, really size-wise, always fits up really nice. Other than that Justice League line, they were oversized. But all the comic book pieces have been really spot on size-wise. So again, not for me, but still cool pieces nevertheless. But I'm curious as to which one you guys like better between the Batman and Superman. So Superman is just such a different take, but really cool swap outs and things like that. So that'll be really neat. Another big surprise, and I do kind of wonder if it'll make it into production, and again, it's cool, but it's not a hit for me, and it's the Bat Tank. Obviously from the Snyder Cut of Justice League. The problem with this is it's a really cool thing, it's a really cool vehicle, but it was literally only on screen for a couple seconds at the very, very end of the cut. So I can't imagine it being all of that popular. Although if the ES is very small, I mean if the ES is, let's say, 150, might be worth it. I think it's going to be really big. They did not announce, as far as I know, what scale it is. All their other stuff has been 1/10 scale, although they've canceled some of those pieces. Obviously, the Arkham one did come out, but the Justice League, or the Batman vs. Superman Batmobile, didn't come out. They canceled that one. They also canceled the variant on the Arkham one. So it'll be interesting to see the demand, the desire for that particular one. But it's still cool. It was still cool to see it, but again, it's not a really big hit for me. But congratulations to anybody that does pick it up. All right, so now let's go into another hit, but it's not one I just don't know if I'm going to pick this one up or not. But this is the 1/3 scale tactical Batman. It's the Tactical Throne is what they're calling it, and this is by the amazing artist Gabriel Deodato. I've got a painting of his right here on the wall. Absolutely incredible artist, and this is really interesting. I am really kind of dumbfounded by it, though. I'm shocked by the fact that they just did a Batcave with the Hush version with the stalactites and him walking through the Batcave. This is him sitting in the Batcave. He looked a little big, a little thick in my initial viewing, and I wasn't quite sure. I do like the head sculpt. I like that you can turn it around and there's a little diorama inside. Like, that's freaking awesome. But really what caught my eye was a 1/3 scale Alfred. At least I think it's 1/3 scale. It either is a little tiny version for the diorama, or we're going to get a 1/3 scale Alfred. And I'm like, that is freaking awesome. I would love to have an Alfred in my collection. But I'm assuming you were going to have to buy some sort of deluxe version to get him, and that kills me. I hope Prime 1 would offer him by themselves, or by himself. I just don't see it happening. But I'm curious as to what you guys think about that. But I do really think it is absolutely a big, or is going to be a big hit. Thrones are very popular, although I think some people are kind of over Thrones, but people still consider throne pieces like rails. So I could see this one being very popular. I love the screens back behind. I think that is really cool. I just think it's a really neat piece from Prime 1, and I think I think it's going to be more popular than we think it's going to be. Okay, that's just, again, my opinion. Another piece that I thought was a hit is not for me though, but it's the Constantine piece. I know very little about the character. I know he was from Batman Damned, and he's been in a lot of other things over the years, but it's just not for me. But the statue itself is absolutely gorgeous. When you look at the sculpt, you look at the wings, you look at the skeletons down below, the grave, it is absolutely beautifully executed. And of course, you guys know how much I love Lee Bermejo. Again, this is not something that I would ever pick up, but congratulations to anybody that adds it to their collection. I really do think it is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful statue from Prime 1. Another statue that I'm kind of back and forth about was they showed again the Batman Beyond, and I thought their promo, the way they showed it, quite frankly, the lighting sucked really bad. But I've seen photos today where it's much more dark. It's black and red. It looks good. It's still a little bit too technical looking to me. Like, it's more like robotic. I would prefer, I don't know, like me personally, I prefer the Daniel Bell Sideshow piece. I think that looks more like what I think of in terms of a modern Batman Beyond. But I could see some people liking this one, but I don't think it'll be a major hit for them. It's still well done, but again, I don't know. I'm curious as to what you guys think about that piece as well, because again, I'm kind of just like, it's cool. It's not something I would pick up. It's just not my style. It's not comic booky to me. Like, I want comic book pieces, and I don't really know what that would be from. Like, would that be more of like an Arkham? I mean, it looks more like an Arkham piece, right? So I just don't know. I'm curious as to what you guys think about that one again. So again, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. Again, it's not something I would add, but I can appreciate it. I think it looks better than what we originally were teased back months ago. So, cool piece, but again, not for me. Another one that I think is actually really, really cool was that teased Flash that they showed. We just got to render a little bit of a color version, but I think it looks incredibly dynamic, and I think that piece will be very, very popular. So I think it'll be a hit. Again, it's not a piece that I would pick up, but I still wanted to mention it because I do think it is really, really cool. So I am sure that I missed some from the video. There was so many things that we talked about during the show. But again, the big hits for me was the Punchline and Joker and the Killer Croc versus Batman. Those two, those two are must for me in the collection. I cannot wait. I'm also going to say a big miss for me was we didn't get an update on Catwoman, the Bermejo Catwoman. We didn't get a Hush Catwoman. We didn't get a Penguin, a Fabok Penguin reveal, even though they teased him months and months and months ago. So I feel like sometimes we get kind of left hanging a little bit, so that part for me was a miss. Some people didn't love this show. They thought it wasn't as good as some of the other ones. I actually really had a great time. Again, there was a lot of other properties that we could spend hours talking about. Lots of really beautiful things. Pacific Rim was a really cool piece. I really liked those. But when it comes to DC, Batman, that's where my heart lies. So again, those are the pieces that I'm passionate about. Again, I am disappointed that we didn't get to see some of those pieces, or at least, I mean, come on, like, if they show it like a year ago and it's still not up for pre-order, it makes us really worried that they've canceled it. So, do you guys think they've canceled Penguin? I am worried. They have said that they're going to be back early 2022 with next level 4. So we won't have to wait very long, and maybe that's the thing, is maybe they're tweaking still and they're getting some things ready. All of these things take years and years to develop. So I know us collectors, we get a little antsy, we get a little impatient. And I mean, hey, I'm right at the front of that list, front of that line for sure. But anyway, lots of hits, some misses, some pieces that I definitely want to add to my collection, but again, I still had a great time. I would love to know your hits and misses. Like, which pieces are you definitely going to pick up? Which ones did you hate? You're like, Chris, how could you even think about buying the Killer Croc? You know, whatever. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on those things, because again, it's just fun to talk about it with you guys. And again, I love to read your comments. So anyway, Thank you guys so very much for watching today. If you are new here, please hit that red subscribe button down below. It's free, it's easy, just click it. I mean, just even if you've subscribed, just click it again, it's fun. And make sure you do that. Hit the like button, click the notification bell. You guys know the drill. And if you want to take it one step further, you can hit the join button down below for early access. So many people have joined recently. Thank you guys so very much. That does support the channel, and it goes right back into this channel with equipment and lighting and everything else that I try to do to improve this. And again, just thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching today. Love you guys. See you next time right here in the Bat Cave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Bat Cave.